I said, what can I do that I feel like would add value to the scene in the area and not just come in, just trying to copy paste this exact same thing that's already been, and that's harder too. I feel like, cause I've tried that. I've been doing this for a really long time. So like I've tried that. You got to figure out what's happening around you, and then what can you do to help this whole thing kind of tick for everybody. I love being a part of your Open Decks, by the way.
Thank you.
I do. I love it, man.
Hey, what's good, my friends? Thanks so much for checking out the Open Decks podcast. This week, Ryan and I sat down with Reid Jaxson, house music producer and performer here in the DC area, longtime open format DJ, went by Remy Sounds. Great to have him in the studio talking with us. He's been a good partner for our Open Decks and other events that we put on here in the area. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy this conversation with Reid Jaxson.
I'm like the worst person to like ask about sports, like details about sports. I'm like unless it's like something that just happened or it's like the Commanders. Yeah. That's about it for me. And like, I'm so frustrated with them. It's like, don't ask me anything about them.
Have you ever done anything out there? Have you ever DJ'd out there or anything? Done any like the Commanders games or?
No. So I did some stuff when they were the Redskins. This was a long time ago, but yeah, we never can get it together. We can never get it together, man. I've tuned the rest of the season out for the most part. Like I still check. But I can't watch a whole game anymore. Like I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get frustrated.
That's my investment nowadays with like basketball. Like,
well, this is your. I mean, time goes so fast. But like, this is your second full year of being like solely focused on house music. It's second or third year.
It's my third year. So it's my third year, just like committing and just saying, okay, I'm gonna focus on this and put everything I got into it. And as you know, prior to that, I was just like a regular, bar DJ, club DJ,
Am I right that one of our shows, one of our events, our showcases was the last Remy Sounds?
Yeah, man, it was. Yeah. It was. It was actually, and I actually didn't even want it to be that name, but I didn't have enough kind of set up for what it was supposed to be. So I was like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
I'll do it. So, and I really appreciate that because I got a chance to play a lot of music that I made that I had never had a chance to play because it was never the right time, and that was like the perfect time.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know. Were you there that night, Ryan? I know Carlos was. I met Carlos and Kat that night too for the very first time.
Dude, I might.
On at Ray's Poorhouse.
Yeah, Ray's Poorhouse. Yeah. That's where I met you.
Is it okay? Then you were probably there that night, just not as. I don't know if you were as talkative. I know Carlos was. I talked to him a lot for that night, and Tommy, of course. But I think it was my first time actually meeting all of you for the first time in person.
Okay.
Because I'll have people on social media, but that doesn't actually mean I've actually met them. I have so many.
So like, I remember I've told you this before. Like, had been to a couple of events where you were open format at Alias on 14th Street a few years ago. I guess.
I wish we would have talked those nights, man. Because
I think we did, but I think we
okay, I got it. I got you. No, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've met. It could have been me. It could have been you.
It was that kind of night for everybody. Well, it's not a you thing. Yeah.
Man, but that's the one thing that I really love about the whole music thing. Everyone just kind of getting together and just having a good time, and that's really still why I do it. That's it. But man, I wish I would have had a chance to like remember that I met you before we started doing things together, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, timing is what it is. I probably would not have been as prepared to do anything like meaningful then. Right, I was still dabbling.
I wasn't either myself. Yeah. I was knee deep in running 3 different clubs. I was booking DJs out of 3 different clubs, and I was like, because I've been a DJ in DC for so long, it was like, I can't work at 6 spots in one night. So, hey, I'm going to call my DJ friends.
I always thought like what interested me was the, like, aside from like your energy in the booth, like your mic work, like all the stuff that makes you a good DJ. It was like that transition from open format to house to producing your own music, not just being like, oh, I'm going to spin house now. Like you were like, no, I'm going to make my own music and start putting that out there. it's hard to find, man. There's
That's a lot
people
of
that dabble,
momentum
but there's
here.
not a lot of
Thanks, man.
to do that. Yeah.
I've been making electronic music as a hobby, just for fun, for probably about 12 years prior. So it's like when I started making house, I guess I was able to make it decent kind of out the gate. But I mean, I had years of just making just Lord, just making terrible stuff that I thought was great too. By the way, just like everyone else, I thought it was amazing.
It was like a lot of it was like, you know, like you have a musician's background, right? You play piano.
But everything's self-taught though, so like I don't have a formal music education.
Yeah.
I wish I did at times, because sometimes when I meet musicians who are formally trained and they start speaking in certain ways, I'm like, hey, slow down for me.
Yeah.
What do you want me to play? Can you just say it very plainly? Because I've gotten better with understanding like these really super technical music terms, but most people don't talk that way and know them. So it's like for years just kind of trying to figure out how it works. And then I got a buddy who is classically trained that at a time, Nick, thank you, Nick. I would just ask him questions nonstop, like, hey, why does this part sound weird? Why is this weird? Why can't I make a harmony sound good right here? And he would tell me what I'm doing wrong, and that helped me. And then after a while, I was able to learn enough from him, watch enough YouTube, like
that's the progress.
Learn enough from him, watch enough YouTube, and then eventually start to put it together where I said, okay, I think people will like enjoy dancing to this. And then it still took probably a good amount of time after that, because I'm not musically trained.
Yeah.
Some people are, and they're like kind of amazing out of the gate. I was always like, man, how do they do it? You know?
YouTube University, baby.
I love it.
No, I mean, we've had like a few people come to like, again, just our little space where like, you know they're either a guitar player or pianist or whatever. Like Chris JV is a good example, or Jamu, like those guys.
I love
like,
Chris JV.
Yeah, like
I haven't met this guy yet, but I love all this.
Yeah.
I love all the things that he
like
does.
his you know, as a performer, as a producer, but his content too. Like he showcases his musical ability, right? That not just like, hey, look at me, I'm a DJ. Like he goes through the process, and like he'll just get the guitar out, and it's like, damn, dude, like, this guy's good.
He's dope. He's dope, man. He's dope. Yeah, that there's a couple people here locally that like excite me because of the music. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I really don't care about anything. I don't care what you look like or anything like that. If the music's good, I'm gonna be super into it, and I want to be a part of it if I can. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and I like our boy Lifesaver, right? He started playing the sax
amazing
like 6-8 months ago, and now he's
I've heard him like post some stuff on his stories, and I'd be like, hey, it sounded pretty good, man. You know, it's sounding pretty cool. And I wanted to, you know,
we need more sax in house music.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Well, like we were talking in our last show with Double Down about like house music can be a difficult place to differentiate yourself, right? And there's multiple ways to do it, but one way is to like have that live instrumental piece, and you know, like Mr. Trombone, right? Like some of the stuff that we've seen, like you can do it as the feature or as a, you know, as kind of an accoutrement or an add-on or whatever. Yeah. But it's when people get it right and they, you know, they're
it's not
talented enough.
Writing the actual DJ or music.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
It's just exciting to see different stuff.
But you remember the guy, the EDM guy, Timmy Trumpet.
Timmy Trumpet.
Yeah. I was like, his name is right on the tip of my and I think that was the first time I had ever seen a DJ in play an instrument like that.
Yeah.
I've seen DJ and drummer quite a bit before.
A few times,
before that time of like even like big stages and like, you know, EDM stuff. Like I had seen the DJ drummer combo, of course, DJ singer, DJ rapper. Yeah. Everyone's seen that. And I guess now that I think about it, but you could assume that there was that prior, but we didn't have social media connecting us so we could see it all. So I'm pretty sure that existed somewhere prior. But that was, I guess, the first time I'd ever seen it on a big production. And he actually played here in DC not too far from here at Capital. But you remember Capital?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember Capital. It was is that K Street? Yeah, it's K Street.
Okay.
It's like 2 blocks from Eaton. It's like 2 blocks from the Eaton Hotel. It's not there anymore. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
But I remember he played there when he was, when the whole electronic music thing was just kind of like when nobody still really knew what was happening in America.
Yeah, it took a long break.
A lot of wild, crazy stuff would happen like that. Like Timmy Trumpet's playing at a small nightclub for 50 people. And this was normal. This was normal. And then all this stuff just kind of happened really fast. And Timmy Trumpet went from playing a room with 50 people to now whatever that stuff is, EDC, whatever the stuff is going on. Like, I see it. I think it's cool, man. And I've always wanted to be a part of it. Like, I think I've just, I've never understood, I think until now, how to be a part of it, but I've always wanted to be a part of it.
Now you see like collabs of like live vocals and pop artists, jumping on to,
I love it.
Acts. Yeah.
I love it. I like it. For me, I like all the elements if it's like musical. That's for me. Like, I know there's a lot of house music that, just like electronic music, away from house, that may be more, I guess, just groove oriented, just about the drums. And nothing's wrong with that, but I love drums. But I especially love this stuff that has like harmony in it, like a lot of harmony, just because I think it adds an emotion to the dance floor to keep people there in a different way where they might not have to dance to the beat. They can kind of vibe out.
Yeah.
One of the other ways you can set yourself apart, and you've done it, is you can kind of create a new subgenre or create a new mood, and you've done that with Soultech.
You know what? That was something that I was trying to figure out how to talk about, just house music, because in my opinion, so Soultech is just kind of like a combination of, or an infusion of, but disco, R&B, jazz, and house music.
Yeah, that core 70s
sound. And it doesn't necessarily rely off the 70s era, even though it hangs on it in some songs pretty heavily. In other songs, it has a more of a modern feel, but it's still rhythmic, but that's the main thing for me. And it should have melody, it should have harmony. In order for me to feel like it's Soultech. Soultech is just house music, but it's like, I feel like the subgenre doesn't really exist for this mood. It's there, it's been there, but as far as like, I remember when I discovered MK, and I really discovered it like for the first time. I had heard that song that he made, it's called like Burning Up or something like that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm supposed to be a house music person, and I don't know the name of the song, but I think it's called Burning Up by NK. I had heard that song a long time ago, but I had no idea how it correlated to music. Yeah. But as I got older and started hearing the music more and more, I would hear, that style of house, and I would say, man, this stuff is really groovy, but it also has a really cool melody too. But there was a lot of house that didn't have that. Yeah. And I was like, I want more stuff like this. Like, where is it? I would look for it, and I'm like, I can't find it.
I love his story too. He kind of like he came up with like that one track, that one big hit.
Yeah, I think it's called Burning Up. Yeah. It's Burning or something like that.
But then like he shifted into like being a hip hop producer.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I
did.
I know we did some stuff for Will Smith.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
and he took a long break from house music to being a hip hop.
He did, okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope. I mean, I heard his music and there's other things that are similar like it. I just can't think of the artist off the top of my head. Yeah. But I would know when I would try to go do DJ sets with that stuff, I would notice people would like it, but I just never had enough of it. Yeah. And as I would dig for it more and more, sometimes I would find something that had an element of it, but then it would kind of be too off the beaten path. So then it just got to a point I said, okay, well,
crossover doesn't fit.
Yeah. And the whole point of Soultech was to make house music and make electronic music in a way that people who necessarily wouldn't generally listen to it figure out a way for them to enjoy it too, because while I love the music, it's also like a business aspect to it, right? And how are you going to keep this thing like growing? You know, I know Flash has a culture, Echo Stage has a culture, you know, there's people in Baltimore like Offstage and stuff like that, you know, but they have a culture, and I'm like, well, I can't do that. It's already being done pretty well, in my opinion, right? So, you know, I said, you know, what can I do that I feel like would add value to the scene in the area and not just come in, you know, just trying to copy paste this exact same thing that's already been, and that's harder too. I feel like, because I've tried that. I've been doing this for a really long time. So like I've tried that. I said, ooh, this is really popular right now. Yeah, let me try this. And then, you know, that doesn't work, obviously, you know, but everyone knows that doesn't work, but you try it anyway because you saw it work for some person that you didn't know of, in this, you know, but in general, it doesn't work for most people.
Yeah. So Soultech, the culture, the mood it's still in its early days. Like, is the culture kind of what you thought it would be when you got started, or is it, and how is it kind of shifted, or how is it different from what you thought it would be when you kind of got cranking on this?
It's kind of turning into everything I wanted it to be. Interestingly enough, so like I sat down, I kind of had a plan, like, hey, you know, I want to make it about, you know, I've been a DJ for a long time. So when I started, no one even looked at me. My first residency was a club called Surge, and the DJ played in the closet. I'm not even joking. The DJ booth was in the closet, and you couldn't even see the dance floor. All right. So like, I'm not like, you know, trying to over exaggerate. This is literally how it was. And you be playing, and the bar manager would run back and be like, "Hey, the girls aren't dancing. Do something." And you'd be like,
Like open the closet door, like, "Hey, dude, like, check it out back here." All right.
And you'd peek around the corner, and you'd be like, "Okay, they're not." Then you run back, and you know, play like 10 songs, and come back, and you're like, "Okay, but they're dancing." And then you might get someone to come, you know, bar manager come back. "Hey, but you're doing a good job now. Everyone's happy."
Story of Frankie Knuckles.
Yeah, but you're not even. And then it changed. The culture of DJing changed at least 4 or 5 times in front of my face. So whatever ethos or whatever I had, I didn't change them, but I had to find the parts of them that worked as things changed.
Yeah, you have to have like that creative spirit, man. Just like what sets you apart, what's your branding and whatever.
Dude,
what identifies you is what sets you apart.
And that's harder to come up with than people think. I mean, you know, they say, "Oh, just be yourself," and that's it. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say my age, but it takes a while to find who you are as a person. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it's like once you find it, it's not a permanent. Like it evolves, it changes. Sometimes it regresses, whatever. Like from 25 to 45, you're gonna cycle through a bunch of different.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna be a bunch of different people. You know, you're probably. I mean, like if we're being honest, I know everyone in here is a good person overall, but I think everyone's had times in their life where they're probably not the best version of themselves that they could have been, right? You know, and
we're gonna go there.
Dude, sometimes
Let me make some phone calls real quick.
But I would say at the core of it, but you're probably, I think.
You have to have some integrity, you know?
For sure. And I think people are very similar to who they were as children too. I really do. I think we're just, I guess, mature versions or versions. But I think people, if you didn't have a chance to express certain parts of yourself as a child, or maybe you did and you want to go back and re-express them again as an adult because, hey, I got money now, I can do this now. Or, you know, I got a job, or, you know, I don't have to come home at a certain time. Whatever the obstacle was as a kid that prevented you from... Right. Because your parents got to keep you from killing yourself and doing something stupid. You know, but you want your kids to do but you guys got kids, right?
Yeah,
I've got some kids.
Right. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah, man. Tommy's got a football team.
Hockey team.
Hockey team, right. But but then when you get older, when you finally figure out, I can really mess my life up, or I can really do something good with it. And trying to teeter that line of like, you know, growing and knowing yourself and figuring out your music change. I mean, like I made dubstep. I mean, I think you guys kind of know that. I made dubstep for many years. You know, and
yeah, like let's take a peek into like when was this timeline dubstep to now from conversion to house into.
I would say I made dubstep just as like a hobby. I never super identified with the culture of the scene of dubstep because like I went to some festivals and some stuff like that. Like, but your boy's not camping. Like that's not a thing for me personally. You know, your boy doesn't want to go out.
Boy needs a B&B, man.
Yeah, I don't want to go and do shrooms in the woods. I don't knock on anybody that wants to do that though. I've done shrooms in the woods. Like I get the I've had the experiences. So like it's cool. Like I get why people do the thing. Yeah. But I'm gonna do the shroom once, and then I'm like, all right. Yeah. That was trippy enough. I'm cool, man. Like, but you guys are doing this again tomorrow? Oh no. Negative. Take me home.
I already saw the aliens. No more.
Dude, I left there was this festival here called Nightmare Festival, but you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
Dude, I left that festival after a couple. I was like, this is not for me. The music was fine. I like the music. But just the whole, I was like, yeah, I'm not. You know, you got people doing. There's no judgment, all right. But you guys hear me here. I don't judge. It's just that I don't do it. So since I don't do it, it doesn't make sense for me to be around it constantly.
Absolutely, yeah. Nah, we get it. Like, and we've run across this in many conversations where it's like we are like to each their own, right? Like,
yeah, it's cool.
Whether that's like the kind of music you play, the habits that surround your music. Like it's all part of this, right? Whether it's a part of it for me or you like differently, who am I?
Exactly.
To tell you, man, right? So you're good.
I feel the same way.
They know.
Yeah, I just don't. But I know that I am a product of like what I surround myself with.
Sure.
And so, you know, if I want to have a certain lifestyle or do certain things, I gotta I just gotta watch where I'm spending my time.
Yeah.
And I found myself several weekends in the woods with people doing their thing. And I was like, all right, y'all, I'm just trying to make some music. I'm trying to make some. Am I going to get the DJ?
Not unless you're handing out produced music and USBs and stuff.
Dude, I was. Oh man, I was. I was all like, I was really like heading the game, like out in the forest with these people who were just like.
Come to my afters.
Yeah, they're like, I call them like modern day hippies. Like I love them. Yeah. I do. I love them. I love them because they're like, but they're like, oh, let's hug and shit. And I'm just like, all right, it's cool. Hey, let's hug, guys. All right, but am I gonna get the DJ? No.
Yeah.
So so back to Soultech though.
A lot of side questing.
Yeah, you're good.
But anyways,
oh no, what's up, man?
A lot of side questing when you do those festivals.
Yeah.
Just too many for me, man. Yeah, but the kind of tie in with the Soultech question that you brought up, I realized as I enjoyed music, I had to kind of accept the fact that, not kind of accept the fact, I already knew it, but I had to honor it now at this point, that music represents a culture of people, right? And I'm not necessarily talking about, what race or what country but you're from, but we all know those examples.
Right.
But outside of those examples, when you have something like a drum and bass, right? That's not necessarily belongs to a country or a culture. You could say it does, but overall, it's super enjoyed by so many different people, right? So there's a culture that supports how drum and bass works from the bedroom to like the stage. There's a whole thing. And if you want to be a part of it, then be a part of it. But if you think you're just going to sit in your house and make cool music and be a part of it, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. I had to learn that. You're not going to be a part of anything in your house.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, you have to be like an active participant, right? I mean, there's degrees to that, but you're right? It's the music can be the music, but the culture requires like much more. Yeah.
You got to interact, and then you got to learn how to like, one thing that I've had to learn how to manage, even though there's a lot of good vibes, there's a lot of conflict that happens, and you got to learn how to like manage it and not blow your whole career up when that happens. Because it happens in some DJs or some producers, they'll just blow their whole thing to shreds over one thing that kind of went wrong, and it's just like, don't do that. I mean, get upset. That's okay.
Yeah, it's natural to have the reaction, right? Like the reactions are okay, and the feelings obviously are okay, but especially on the local level,
I worked 3 years on this track, and I'm not and stuff.
But we're like we see it a lot.
No, that's a good example though, Ryan. I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's a great example. They'll be like, hey, I went through all this to do this, and you guys aren't clapping for me, and it's like, well, when's the last time you like came out and just like supported one of your friends' things and just like
it's like nomads and island theory, like be part of the community in the village.
I'm pretty sure someone would have clapped for you, but you probably aren't clapping for anyone, just to be honest with yourself. Or you're clapping for people that don't know you, and that's not helpful.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. Like, so back to Soultech, I know we're taking side quests in the conversation.
Hey man.
But
we're good.
In order for, I knew that house music had a very rich culture that people really cared about the music in the communities and everything that surrounded it. And I hadn't known that for years because I've been a DJ for years, so I'd known that about music for years. But but the way the industry, well, I guess the way DJing worked, at least for a long time, if you were just good at mixing records, then you could get a gig. And you can still get gigs that way. It's different. If you want the gigs that people are coming to and dancing, you got to do a little bit more now, right? Yeah. And I knew from making the music for years, just making different kinds of music for years, I was like, hey, how does Beyonce's career work? I know I'm taking it away from house music, but I wanted to look at someone who was very successful so I could just kind of understand what mechanisms are at play.
Yeah.
And every time I found any person I picked, Kurt Cobain, any person I picked that I really liked and looked up to, I would always find at the bottom of it this culture that this music could thrive, like literally ate off. And if the culture wasn't there, we wouldn't even know about these people. Yeah. So I said, all right, well, if I'm going to do something in the scene and like try to help out the scene and have an impact, there's techno, there's hard groove, like there's all these people doing these things, and they're trying to make an impact in the culture that they're in. So how can I do that? And that's where Soultech kind of came from. Like, I'm not changing house music. It still pretty much sounds the same. You've heard songs that kind of sound like the stuff I make. Yeah. But what I make, no one's going to play it just because it sounds. I mean, some DJs will, but you understand that, right?
Yeah.
It's not even about having people play the music anymore. It's like, for me, it's like, hey, I have some pillars of how this thing works, and I want everyone to be a part of it. I want everyone that I know and like, that likes the music, that likes to dance, that whatever. I want you guys all to be a part of it because, like you said, but you can't be like on an island by yourself. That doesn't work.
But it's like also like so personalized. You want to bring this into the world to be like, because I feel like somehow my DNA is sort of, I'm trying to create. I mean, I'm not saying it's a subgenre, but at the same time, it's like, dude, let's think of new ways to make house music. Let's make it,
And Soultech is just like a feeling.
Fresh,
but just like house, but just like they say, house is a feeling. Like Soultech is really just a feeling. Like you should, while the music is playing, if the DJ is doing a decent job, you should be feeling pretty good while it's happening.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Dubstep gives you a little bit more of a, I want to be aggressive. Like that's fine. Yeah. In just knowing there's a culture, there's moods, there's all kind of things that support these mechanisms, and but you got to build these pillars. But as long as you're, I guess doing it for the right reasons, it's a crap ton of work, as you guys know, trying to build something and put something together. But like, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, and that means.
But you're in the kitchen, you're just like, man, it's like creating a new car. Like, dude, like thinking about genres as like cars, like I need to what's my model? What's my identity?
I've
What
never
am I
thought
gonna-
about it like that.
Yeah.
That is a good way to think about
What
it.
is my what am I going to be remembered for? You know. What
I
I mean,
take
like
my glasses off, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought
Yeah.
about it that
Yeah,
way. That's
legacy.
a good
like
thing
oh,
about
it's
it.
like here's the Ferrari, here's the Techno, here's the black, where the SUV, and there's the Ferrari. That's like, well, I don't know, dubstep's gonna be like some Toyota, souped up Toyota or something, and
Because at the end of the day, they're all cars, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're
Yeah.
all modes of transportation.
yeah,
And you can get in cars. It could be a dump. You can get a car, and it can be like some crazy, tricked out, whatever thing. And there's all kinds of cultures that support these types of people who own these cars.
House music.
Yeah,
is-
no, I get
house
it.
music
It's
is always
dope.
gonna be the Lincoln, the six.
I like that. I think that works. Like I feel like house music for me, and this might be dating myself. Like it feels like a Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's what house music like feel like. If I had more money, the content would be absolutely insane because I have all these ideas in my head,
I believe it.
yeah.
and I'm just like, I could use AI, but I don't want to do that. I want the Cadillac in person, like
I want to make it as human as possible, dude.
and I got some friends that love AI, and all my AI friends, as much as I love you guys, I keep telling you guys, don't lose the human element.
Yeah.
Don't lose the human touch to your
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. So with Soultech as the kind of the foundation for what you've been doing, you've got Eaton Radio, which is what, the fourth Tuesday
It's
of every
the
month?
fourth Tuesday of
Tuesday
every month. I might have said third Tuesday on a
Fourth
promo one
Tuesday.
time. Sorry.
All right, yeah. Well, I was paying attention and I was not. But through that you've been able to find other DJs through the contest, right? That can match what you're looking for in terms of Soultech. Are you finding that there are producers making new music that captures what Soultech is about yet?
So there are a few producers that I feel like kind of do what I do, and they do it in their own way, that I found or maybe even rediscovered. One is Shermanology. Shout out to them. I don't know them personally, but we, got a social media relationship, and it's really just based off like the music's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a real kind of like soulful, funky version of house music that like I really dig. I play it a lot in my sets. If you guys heard it,
Did they have that collab with Fisher?
yeah.
That's what that was. Yeah.
They had the bang bang bang.
That's
It's a
it.
sticker. Bang Betty bang bang sticker. So that's the girl. So
Killer, yeah.
I tell you a quick story about them. So they're brother and sister. I don't know if you guys knew that. The girl singing "Bang Betty Bang Bang," like that's the girl from Shermanology singing,
That's sick. Yeah.
and just it's a dope song too. Like it got a lot of traction, a whole crap ton of play, and I don't know if you guys know them from way back in the day, but they used to make like stuff with Afrojack.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
I remember Shermanology from like one of like a Martin Garrix set.
Right,
Like, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
That's where they were.
yeah.
And it's cool now to just see people saying, all right, like what can I do that I can, I guess, see more of myself in?
Yeah.
Because for years, at least that I was told, and I'm sure that you guys probably heard the same thing, that if you're not doing it this way, then you're not doing it the quote unquote right way. And I understand that to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Know the rules before you break them. I think that's what they're trying to say. That's
fair,
that's what I got from that after so many years. Instead of them trying to control what you create, they're not. I don't think they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
So I think they're saying is know what the culture stands for that you're coming into before you start changing stuff.
Yeah.
So I had
Keep it to its core. Yeah, for real.
So I feel like Soultech doesn't change what house music, the whole community, and what it really stands for. I don't feel like it changes that. I just feel like it builds on that, and that's it. And I feel like people may be a little bit more receptive to it because I am doing my best to respect what this thing already stands for.
Yeah.
And
It shows. I mean, it shows too. It's part of like the authentic you, right? Like that comes through in every piece of content, every track, every set, every
Thank you,
content.
man.
Also, it comes through
Thank
all
you.
the collabs.
Yeah,
Like,
look like you-
nope, yeah,
You definitely we live vicariously through your socials, and you look like you really like put a lot of passion. It's a passion project. Looks like
dude, I'm doing so much of this stuff in my bedroom, just like you guys, man. I'm just like, I've got like like tripods and shit in there, man. Dude, it's ridiculous, man. Like
giant whiteboard, like this.
Well, what's funny, man, is like when I started doing this, I hated any of the personalization of social media. I don't like it. I don't like it as an introvert. But I started to see some of your like little, like I got something to say, and I was like, you know what? If Remy sounds at the time, like if he's doing this, like I gotta do that too. So it
RPG as a brand without
I had to start doing it,
but it made it easier for me to say like, okay, like you can be personal and authentic and just say what you got to say, and not have to be like, and I like. It doesn't have to be like some perfectly polished piece of content. You just say it, you put it out there, and you go with it. And I appreciate that about you, man, because it's helped me immensely.
Dude, I had to just start because I had, I was making music, sending it to friends, and since I've been around for a long time, I know some pretty like connected people who do really cool things. So I get a chance to send my music to these guys. And, eventually they started hitting me back. They was like, hey, man, this is some good stuff, but, like, what are you going to do with all of this? Like, like, what are you doing?
The universe will provide.
Like, but they're like, it's cool, but you're making music and you're sending it to me. But one person actually took some time out and said, but what are you doing? Like, because to me, they were honest. I don't see you doing anything. You're just making cool tracks and you're sending it to me, but do something with it. He told me, he said, but you don't post about your music. You don't talk enough about it, but you DJ all the time, and that's great. But you don't talk about any of the stuff that you care about. You don't tell anybody about it, so no one's going to listen to it. Yeah. And I was just like you. I was like, but I don't like getting on socials and doing all and talking.
I would have never guessed that about you, dude.
Oh, dude, no. It took me being pushed into it, and then eventually it starts coming to you after a while, and then you're like, okay, let me just get up and do it. Let me just go downstairs in the basement, put this tripod up, and talk about these records. I don't know if you guys seen that segment, but it's like, I had to figure out a way to like keep this thing going. So I said, I've been a DJ for 18 years. I used to use records.
You see, like, I mean, a guy like you, do you follow Fish Octagon?
No, who's that?
Same thing. He gets up to his like record player in his house coat, his robe, right? And
is that the British dude?
Yeah, British dude. Yeah.
That's dope. I know. Hey man, I'm gonna check this out.
He'll just grab an album and he'll tell you a little story about it. He'll do like human Shazam, where they'll send like somebody will send him like what's the one that goes like da 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 da, and he's like, how about this one? It's very like folksy and authentic, but that dude has hundreds of thousands of followers now or whatever, but it doesn't matter as long as it's authentic, right? As long as you're coming through as like, I can tell that this is who this person is, versus like this is fucking fake, right?
Yeah,
like this is clearly something's not right, because I met that guy, right, or I've seen her perform, or I've seen him perform, whatever. That something's not aligned. Like your brand identity, the culture, Soultech, all like lines up. Right.
And thank you so much for saying that.
Of course.
I've worked on it to make sure of exactly what he's saying, that like, hey, I gotta make sure I'm not, as folks say, trying too hard, but you want to put all your effort into what you're doing, but you don't want to try to come off as trying to like appease because you can't. Yeah. And when
not gonna happen.
And when you do, then people say, oh, but you're trying too hard, but you're not, like, and then they start saying cryptic stuff. Just let it flow. And you're like, what do you mean just let it flow? like, I am letting it flow. And they're like, no, you're not. You're not letting it flow. Like
some kind of hidden criticism. Over
do you want to play Katy Perry over this? Do you? I'm like, no, not really. I don't.
I'm not going to look at myself in the mirror anymore.
No, I didn't, but I'm playing for this crowd, and I have to, I do believe that DJs are in service of the people, but but it's a give and take. Yeah. Though, like the audience does have to understand that. Yeah. Audience has to come in and make like an offering to the DJ. You can't just come in and stare at me. Make a freaking offering. Move a shoulder, tap a foot, blink an eye, do something.
Yeah, that's seldom lost in I don't know, like American dance floors, I feel like when you go to Europe, it's like, well, these guys are just like,
Yeah, but they're tapped in, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man, but they're tapped in.
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, I want to hear from you as like what you've got coming up in 2026, like where you're playing, what you got,
Any new
what you got,
cities, anything.
yeah, what you got in mind,
All right,
aspirations, etc.
So we got Flash, but DC, I you know what? It turned into some kind of a residency unofficially. I'm not gonna call it that, but it's definitely a regular thing. We got Eaton Radio every fourth Tuesday at 6 p.m. All you do is get on the Mixcloud app and type in Eaton Radio, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We got our rooftop party series that's going to come back in Baltimore at the Lower Baltimore Hotel starting in May. It could be April, depending on, but it rains a lot in April. So as long as weather holds, we'll be starting in April. And then outside of that, I have stuff I'm working on, but I can't necessarily say officially because it's not not happened all the way yet.
You don't want to put that pressure on yourself just yet. Yeah.
Well, certain things have happened and been inked, but the time is so far out. I need to kind of like wait on some things because Lord knows you don't want to announce something and then it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen the way you announced it.
Dude, I was just doing that the other day. I was like, I'm going to put this mix out on Tuesday. I was like, I just got done with a 14-hour day. I feel like canceling, but I just told people I'm doing
You
it.
gotta do it. You gotta do it.
If you guys notice, I stopped doing that a long time ago. I'm not telling you when the song's coming out. I'll put it up while I'm working on it to let you know, but you've probably seen about 4 or 5 songs and you're like, where are they? They're coming. They're just it just takes, it's coming though.
Well, I know I hope we'll get back together for at least another Open Decks, maybe more. Like it's always good to have we get the new DJs in there. We got
an Open Decks coming up. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Well, that's one that's not inked yet, right? But yeah.
Hold on. This is
the week I'll be in Miami.
But this is the Open Decks podcast.
This is the Open Decks podcast.
We have an Open Decks coming up. But you know what I didn't talk about? I actually didn't talk about the fact that that the Soultech culture actually sits on top of a record label called Cafe Disco Records. Jesus Christ, I left that out. Anyways, we are doing the Open Decks in a couple weeks with the Open Decks podcast. Cafe Disco Records. That's the record label where I guess Soultech lives for right now. And that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Where's the location?
The location of
Cafe Disco.
TBD. The Open Decks or TBD. I gotta solve that one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's coming up though.
Okay.
It's gonna man. Tommy's got it.
Yeah. We're the Open Decks people, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
But listen, I know you guys are wrapping up, but you don't understand that your Open Decks, everything that's happening in this area, one thing kind of feeds the other. You want it to do that.
Absolutely.
You do. DJs I see that are still trying to be in competition, I'm just like, hey, listen, that died, I think, when the pandemic came around. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that part of the industry, for whatever, it doesn't work anymore. Like, you can have a friendly competition, like, I can make a song faster than you, like, whatever, stuff like that's cool. But like, you really can't be like in business competition with the DJs like that anyway. Not really. You got to figure out what's happening around you, and then what can you do to help this whole thing kind of tick for everybody. I love being a part of your Open Decks, by the way.
Thank you.
I do. I love it, man.
Having you, man. Yeah.
I love what it does.
We all want each other to do well at the end.
Yeah. What we found is like it's one, like for us, it's an easy way to like just get involved, to give back, and we do stuff like on off nights, right? Like, so it brings in DJs that are like, they're performing on the weekend. So if we do something on Thursday or Friday, like, probably not going to see them. But if we do it a Tuesday or a Sunday or whatever, all right, we get some names to show up at Open Decks, which is nice. But we also get people who, again, like, they're touching club gear for the first time. They're meeting people. They're getting gigs, right? Like, we've seen this happen with us. Yeah,
that's a part of like this system that I was talking about. Like, so we'll do a DJ competition, and then DJ that wins, we'll say, hey, come play on Eaton Radio. And then same night we'll have an Open Decks. Hey, well, why don't you go over to Open Decks, play at Open Decks if you can sign up, or just go meet everyone at Open Decks. This DJ may go there and meet someone that they really hit it off with. Next month, they're on a flyer with this person, which is great. I like I want this to happen.
Yep. It's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
That's how it's I don't say it was designed that way, but it's the, like, in hindsight, it's exactly the outcome that we've wanted all along, is to be able to say, not we're getting you in the room, you can spin for 30 minutes and move on. It's like, what do you do next, right?
Yeah,
what
man.
are you gonna do next? And,
like, and then they'll play Flash, and then like they're. I've got guys who Hooney. Right, I don't know if you guys know Hooney, who've always wanted to basically DJ, but never really had any kind of avenue to really get in. He played at home and played parties here and there, but no real avenue to get in. And for him just to say, "Hey, I'm going to send in this mix and see if they like it," and I liked it. I said, "Hey, this mix fire." Yeah. Hey, why don't you come play? Like, I want everyone to get the opportunity out of this, man. I really do, because everyone. But there's enough for everyone as long as you care about it.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, it's true. I could sometimes it's like, what are, like, we talk about the contributions versus the competition or collaboration or whatever. Like, what are we really competing over?
Not much, man. I
mean, it's on the local level, right? It's like, it's okay to have the drive to, like, and that competitive drive. We're competing over like places that, like, bars, which are good bars, good clubs, good restaurants, whatever. You know, 50 to 100 people. That's what you're competing over. That's what you're competing over.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious, exactly. So I hear a lot of people will say, like, "Oh man, you know, I've worked with him or her," and then they, you know, fuck that guy. Or I hear that a lot. I'm like, why?
Yeah, but I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time too.
It's like, why is that?
It's not that deep, man.
Unless they did something, and we've had some incidents.
Yeah, there's some real thing, like there's some real shit, but like. Part of this is like, this is the way the business goes.
It's just ego.
Right? Yeah.
Like 90% of the times, like I got people who can't stand my guts, right? I mean, and I said that, and actually, I think it was Sam. Sam hit me up, and he said, "There's people that don't like you," and I said, "Yes, Sam. Yeah. There's people who can't effing stand me, bro." Yeah. I was like, "I'm glad you like me. I like you too, Sam." You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, certainly more to come on that. But like, I know, like you said, man, we're looking forward to 26 and
I am too, man. I am
more
too.
Contributors and more events. And
I think we got some cool stuff coming in 26. Yeah. I want to do some more stuff with you guys, obviously. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me here. Are we running out of time here?
I think we're good, man.
Where can we find you on socials?
Oh yeah,
both your socials.
All right, so if you,
I think there's more than two.
If you search at Reid Jaxson, I guess I got to give you the quick story about Reid Jaxson really quick. All right, because they've been calling me Remy the whole time. If you guys been paying attention, my name is Remy. Listen, I tell people this all the time. They say, "What's up, Reid?" And I say, "My name's not Reid. It's okay." So Reid Jaxson is a stage name. My name is Remy. You guys can cut this part out. This doesn't have to be, you know, if you don't want to ruin the allure of Reid Jaxson or whatever.
No, you're good. Keep it going.
Both brands.
But essentially, I came up with Reid Jaxson with a friend of mine who lives in El Paso. Basically, he basically told me, like, he was one of the main people that told me, "Yo, you should like remix soul music." Like he was one of the few people that did it, and he gave me some songs. He said, "Hey, why don't you remix this one?" And he sent it over to me. He did a Smokey Robinson song. He sent it over to me, and I said, "All right, fine, I'll do it." I didn't want to because I said nobody wants to hear Smokey Robinson, man. Are you serious? I'm still in open format DJ mode, right?
Yeah.
Nobody on my dance floor wants to hear Smokey, but you know what? My friend asked me to remix it. I'll just do it, and I did it. And he said, "Dude, this is cool." And I said, "Is it?" He said, "No, this is cool." I was like.
Good feedback. Yeah, positive.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, all right. I was like, you don't want to be like in a group with me or something since you asked me to do it? And he said, yeah. And you know, like, but that's my boy, Jason Craig. Basically, like, I'm like the studio arm of Reid Jaxson. And he'll be like a guy, he'll hit me up and he'll be like, "Hey man, I heard a really cool old song. I think you do a good job of, he mixing it." And sometimes he'll even go in like Serato DJ and he'll put a house beat over it for me and send it to me just so like to see if it'll like inspire me to get up and do it. So that's where Reid Jaxson comes from. So you'll sometimes see him pop in. You'll sometimes see his face because, you know, I like to give everyone credit for like, you know, helping me come up with stuff and do stuff. It's all music. It's not mine anyways.
Dude, can I like try on your glasses?
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, of course, man.
On that note, hey, we're gonna wrap it up. Reid Jaxson,
Okay, guys.
thanks for coming down, man. I really appreciate you doing this.
Hey, Ryan,
And,
that's a good look on you,
Ryan,
bro.
Yeah.
Ryan, yeah, you can pull it off. Yeah,
That's a good look, bro.
Love it.
Can I just get some water or something to sip on, please? Whatever it is. Man, I wish I would have bought a beer or something. I wish I would have known. Keep it family friendly. I'm cool with family friendly.
it's a lot easier to edit it when it's not over the top, but like,
I got you.
you know,
Yeah, no.
I'm wearing a shirt that says "Be Brave" called bullshit. So I'm not
I mean, but
gonna-
that's okay too. I think that's still family friendly.